Players you guys wanted to get better were cutting down on penalties, and I know there were some frustrating ones, but some of them were late. And then pass defense. Do you feel like you guys got better in some key areas in this game?
Yeah, definitely. That was like one of our main focuses was just trying to limit the penalties and just playing disciplined football. And I feel like we played disciplined for the most part. I think it's a couple things we got to clean up because, like we know, like we're gonna be playing better teams as the season goes on. So like we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. But I think we did better. We made progress today.
How do you feel against different passing offenses you guys are about to play, like next week against Colorado, and you just faced this team like to pass a lot? You held them to less than 150 yards passing. Played a passing offense last week, had 3 PIs as a team. How do you guys feel about where you're at defending the pass right now?
I feel like we're a work in progress. I just think it starts with preparation during the week. We just got to all be dialed in. Like we said, we're going to be playing better competition. We got a big game coming up this week versus Colorado. So I think this is about being in the film room, making sure that we understand like what could happen. And just at the end of the day, when you got in the game, you just got to play the game. Teams going to throw stuff at you that you may have not prepared for, but you just got to go back to your rules and trust what the coach has been working on this throughout the week.
What were you seeing? Obviously, it's a tip ball, but just what are you seeing on that? What's going through your mind?
Well, today it was actually a pick route. They ran a little, I guess like a out route with a drag behind it. So the receiver just came and like picked me. When he picked me, I was honestly about to get ready to run. I was actually about to run to the other hash because we're taught like if somebody runs a drag, they're trying to catch the ball on the other side. So when I was getting over, I remember I just seen the ball tip up in the air. I'm like, oh, it's a free one. I just made sure I caught it.
Hawai'i is a team that averaged over 300 yards through the air. Their average depth of field on deep passes is like 30-something yards. Longest reception today was 15. Just how much pride did you guys take in being able to do that after the game, and how much emphasis was put on that before the game?
Definitely, we take a lot of pride in it. We here to talk, you know. We try not to pay attention to it, but we do here to talk, you know. And we felt like the secondary was very slept on last year, and what we try and just put that respect on it week by week, you know, just by doing our assignment, you know, taking it one play at a time, everybody doing their 111.
Dan wasn't too happy just with the amount of penalties again. I'm not sure if you answered any questions about this already. But just when you're out there, how do you try and use that emotion to your advantage and not let it kind of cause more penalties, knowing that next week is going to be a really big matchup and you guys are going to have to eliminate more of those penalties in order to win?
Yeah, it's just definitely about eliminating them. I mean, penalties are part of football. I mean, they will happen. I don't think they were really emotion-based penalties. I think it was just guys giving effort and maybe not had made the best play that they should have. Even I had penalty last week. Just trying to give the best effort and do what we can to help our team win. So I feel like next week we just got to just keep locking in and not trying to make the big play in one play. Just take it play by play. And I think that will cut down on some of the penalties.
How do you feel like Jaleel Florence has grown over the course of this year, or at least during fall camp and now into week 3?
I feel like Jaleel's getting a lot more confident, starting to knowing his play. You know, he's coming up to me now, like asking me, am I ready before the games now? And it used to be vice versa. So I think he's getting more comfortable as he's continuing to be out there, and he's progressing really good.
As a defensive back, how familiar are you with Deion Sanders' game and what he's done for the game of football?
Very familiar. Not about respect to Coach Prime. I didn't encounter him in a recruiting process. He's tried to recruit me before. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm just looking forward to it next week. You know, he's one of the all-time great corners, so we're not put on a good performance in front of him.
To go from not having picks at Alabama to now having 2 in Oregon, I mean, how nice does that feel?
It's just a blessing, honestly. It just shows the work that I've put in, the work that we put in as a team, and I feel like I'm just happen to be in the right place at the right time. That's all I can really say to it. Just Coach Landon trusting in me, just let me play to my ability. He said that he's going to ride with me till the wheels fall off. So knowing I got that in my back pocket, knowing Coach trusted in me and the defense trusting me, like that just makes me want to play better each week.
Colorado definitely talks a lot. Has Coach Lanning talked to you all about like media training or anything like that, with not trying to be on a billboard or anything?
We get that talking at the beginning of every year, not just for Colorado. Not trying to say anything that you got to respect all your opponents. You feel me? You never want to say something that might end up biting you in the butt in the end. You know, so we just respect them. You know, hopefully they do good today, and you know we'll see them next week.
Dan was pretty blunt about how upset he was with the penalties today. Like, what does that look like for you guys on a week-to-week basis, trying to shore that up, especially for the defensive backs?
That's just something that we harp on. Like, even though we blew them out today, the first thing he came in the locker room was telling us, like, we got to limit the penalties. You know, it's just all about consistently getting better and not being complacent. You know, like, you understand that some of the best teams that end up winning championships, they have very limited amount of penalties. You know, they don't lead the conference in penalties and stuff like that. So, you know, we're trying to just follow that suit, just limit the penalties, and that's going to keep us playing longer.
Do you feel, just as a senior leader, kind of responsible to set the tone in that regard and just to kind of lead the charge and clean up those penalties?
I just got to do my 111. At the end of the day, it's a football team game. So, I mean, as long as I do my part and the guys who are all on the field understand that you do your 111th and try not to get penalties, then we'll be very limited. And that's the best that we could do. As an older guy, I can't really control what happens out there. I can just help try to keep guys' composure good and things like that if they do get a penalty.
I don't know if anybody asked you about Jalil Florence yet, but he's obviously had a couple of really good games the last 2 weeks. But how have you seen him grow the last, I guess, all through fall camp and up to now?
Yeah, he's grown a lot, just being able to pick up the playbook, being comfortable this year. Last year he made some plays, but he used to tell me how he wasn't fully comfortable. So this year I can see, like, how all the work and the things that he did in the offseason coming into fruition right now.